What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back once again to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel. And I am back with yet another album review, and today I am talking about the latest offering from Werewolves, the ugliest of all. This also came out on September 19th, this time on Back on Black Records, and this is the band's 6th studio full-length overall. I have reviewed their last 2 albums on the channel, and yeah, this band just keeps pumping out an album every year, and they've only been active since 2019, and they've had an album out in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and now 2025. So I fully expect a new album next year. So for those who don't know, this is an Australian-based blackened death metal / technical death metal, maybe even little hints of grindcore as well, and a lot of dissonance as well. So yeah, this is just some hate-filled death metal, just as a whole. It's still very much death metal, but yeah, just everything about this band is fiercely Australian and basically hates everything and everyone, which I respect this band for that aspect. So we kick things off with Fools of the Trade, which is a pretty clever homage to Carcass's Tools of the Trade. But right off the rip, you get pretty much the idea of what this album, and really the band as a whole throughout their career, is going to deliver to you. Like sinister tremolos and blast beats. And I love how the riffing kind of changes from like thrash metal to grindcore to technical death metal. But then you get like a doomy, dissonant section. And that's how we close it, as well as a funny, like, Australian talk show clip where it's, like, promoting the band, which is pretty funny. Like, you do get little sound samples or clip samples here and there on the album. Like, the opening of Unoriginal Sin starts off with this, like, real funny rant before it just unleashes into just absolute chaos. But maybe my favorite opening sample would be in Rats vs. Snakes. Starts off with the Dave Chappelle clip of him telling John Mayer, "Play the fight riff, play it!" And then it just goes right into tech death insanity with dissonant grooves and triplet rhythms. But yeah, for the most part, this album is mostly centered around the blast beats, the tremolos, the, like, just absolute hate-filled aggression. Like, the track, I Want to Be Offended, which, yeah, I'm on this band's side when it comes to that commentary a little bit. It starts off with, like, more angular riffs, but the aggression and, like, a lot of the tremolos and blasts kind of made me think of Behemoth. Like, there are some Behemoth-isms on this album across the board, but I love how it gets into, like, a groovy gallop, and man, like, I just basically wrote dissonance on almost every single song. Like, you get, like, a dissonant breakdown or doomy section or groove. It's just all over the place. Like, even in Skull Battering, like, the blackened tremolos have a lot of that dissonance attached. But I also love how it, once again, pushes and pulls between grind and thrash a little bit. But probably my favorite title of the entire album, and maybe one of my favorite song titles all year, The Inshitification, which, again, basically just pulls off every trick that this album and band has in their toolbox. Thrashy riffs, gallops, grind, blasting, triplet chugs, tremolos galore, groove, and dissonance. And then Logoria. This track actually brings in a little bit of melody, and it kind of reminds me of Necrophobic. Like, the tremolo and the gallops make me think of Necrophobic, like recent Necrophobic a little bit. And I love how it's even in, like, a triplet rhythm to kind of give it that, like, marching stomp vibe. But Slaves to the Blast, this one's almost grindcore all the way through. Like, at the beginning, it kind of reminded me a bit of Napalm Death, but then the tremolos come in and they just get a little bit more out of control, obviously. And even no leads, but you do get a quick dive bomb on this track. And I actually love the catchy gallop that follows towards the end. But then you get to the closing track, the title track. This is where I get more dynamic than any other track. Like, you get a nasty tremolo, triplet chugs. more dissonant melodies show up, as well as bringing back a little bit more of the black metal side, but it does get real tech death at the very end. Production wise, it is big and rich and full and really punchy. However, I will say my only issue with this album is really kind of an issue I could have with a majority of this band's discography, is that it plays to like one or two gears, but man, they play those gears exceptionally well. It's just sometimes, perhaps here and there, the songs will start to run into each other and sound very similar, but it's just going for like a whole vibe of just we hate everything, we hate everyone, and we're just playing aggressive, fast, thrashy, grindy, blackened death metal technicality you can imagine. So overall, I'm still going to give this a 4 out of 5. I still think this band continues to pump out great albums. And of course, with having members, current and former members of Psychroptic, Akerkaki, the Berserker, the Amenta, just a lot, you're going to get into something crazy. So if you're a fan of, I would say like Behemoth, Angel Corpse, maybe even a little Nile, Napalm Death, hell, I would even throw in like Necrophagist a little bit. Check this out. This is just some aggressive, vicious music. But of course, those are just my opinions. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But until next time, thank you for watching, keep your horns high, and your dreams wet.